We, of course, are getting ready for tip-off here in Nevada and Colorado State in the Mountain West quarterfinals. Rams have been hot.
The Mountain West quarterfinals roll on from Las Vegas. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. 2 quarterfinals already in the books today in Vegas, and now we're set for the evening session. And leading us off, the 7-seed Nevada takes on number 2 Colorado State. Here's a look at the bracket in the Mountain West. Earlier today, New Mexico and Boise State advancing to the semis. We're about to find out who will join them. And hi, everyone. With Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. Evan Washburn is with us as well. So great to be back with you here in Vegas, our tradition unlike any other. And let's face it, for Colorado State, they cannot afford to lose this game tonight.
No, this is one they have to win because Jerry Palm has them just out of the tournament right now. Now, I'm not saying this game is going to get them in, but this will keep them alive so that they can play again another day.
Here's a look at their resume, and our Jerry Palm has them as part of his first 4 out. You see their net ranking number 55 and only 1 Quad 1 victory. They are led by Nick Clifford, one of the best in the Mountain West.
Boy, this kid's been unbelievable. He's averaging 20 points a game in conference games, shooting 50%, 40% from 3, almost 80 from the free throw line. He leads them in rebounding and assists too. One of the best players in this league.
And for Nevada, Kobe Sanders nearly had a triple-double in yesterday's opening round win against Fresno State.
6'9" point guard who could shoot threes, number 5 in the league in assists. This kid has had 10 assists in a game twice this year.
A spot in the semifinals is on the line, and a critical game for Colorado State and their NCAA tournament hopes. Back in Vegas, moments away from tip-off, and we bring in the 3rd member of our team, working his 3rd game of the day. It's Evan Washburn.
Andrew, appreciate it. You and Lap sound very rested, and you also did a nice job laying out the reality for the Rams with the resume in the NCAA tournament. And after speaking with Nico Medved yesterday, he said this year's different. The last few years, they've lived on the bubble. This season, they've spent 0 time looking at the metrics. They just want to continue to play with the freedom. They've won 7 straight. They're the hottest team in this league. But they're of the mentality they have to at least make it to the championship game to have any real discussion of making next week's tournament. And again, they feel there's a power and no anxiety as they head into this game.
Yeah, Evan, he told us that he did not check the net rankings for over a month, which is unfathomable for people like John Rothstein.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I believe Nico Medved. I'm just sorry. I love him, but I don't know if I believe him.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by Kubota, and a big injury note for Nevada. In their opening round win yesterday against Fresno State, KJ Himes suffered a back injury, and Steve Alford told us he is not available tonight. So a shorter bench for Nevada and Alford. And we congratulate Coach Alford because yesterday was his 700th career victory. That's across all divisions, including his job at Manchester College to begin his career. But 700, that's a big number, Lap.
That's a huge number. And like I told him, I think the bigger thing is, how does he look the same way he did in 1987? I mean, honestly, he looks the same 700 wins later. You know why he looks good? Because he wins a lot more than he loses, or he wouldn't look like that.
That's a good point. 60 years old now, Mr. Alford. Colorado State has won 3 in a row against Nevada, including last year's Mountain West Conference Tournament quarterfinals. They swept the season series this year. But all that doesn't matter right now. It's tournament time. Mike Littlewood, Amy Bonner, and Juan Corral are referees. Underway at the Thomas & Mack in Colorado State controls the opening tip.
And one thing about Colorado State, they are one of the best half-court playing teams in the country every year under Nico Medved.
Rashawn Bemba off glass and a good start for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, they come in and they come out of the locker room saying they're going to get it into Bemba right away. Good move. He got loved in too deep that time.
Nevada lost 3 straight and 5 of their last 6 to close out the regular season, and then got the win yesterday against Fresno State as Nick Davidson is off the mark.
And Nevada's a dangerous team because they are a very good offensive team. They struggled on the defensive end of the floor at times and have had a ton of injuries this year.
Jalen Lake driving baseline. Too strong off glass, but he gets the miss. Now Kyan Evans a 3, and it's good.
This kid, this sophomore here, has been great. Big reason why they've won those 7 in a row. This kid shooting 45% from the three-point line in Mountain West games. He is just starting to come on big.
And during that win streak, he's been in double figures every single game.
And he played behind Isaiah Stevens, who was a superstar for Colorado State for 5 years, and now the kid's starting to come into his own.
Only averaged 1 point per game last year as Clifford had the steal, then knocked away by Sanders out of bounds to Colorado State. See, Clifford got a hand on it. And then last touch by Nevada. And a steal. Brandon Love the other way. Love with the jam.
Love had a very good game yesterday. Himes was the starter, got hurt. Love came in, scored 8 points in that game yesterday. They needed their bench played terrific yesterday.
Transfer from Texas State puts the Wolfpack on the scoreboard. Here's Clifford. So dangerous down low, and that's why.
He's projected to be in the first round. This kid does everything. He's also a great passer. He leads the team in his assists we talked about. Shoots threes, very athletic, and a terrific defender.
Took over the game for Colorado State last time out as a foul is called. 36 in the regular season finale against Boise State.
That's a good steal by Love there, denying Bemba the pass at the foul line area, and a good finish.
Jalen Crocker Johnson is called for the Colorado State foul. Shot clock down to 5. Davidson converts.
Good job getting him down low to Davidson, who had great position.
Second team All Mountain West for the junior out of Santa Ana, California. Clifford over to Bemba. And now Clifford looking for some help. Shot clock at 5. Evans is going to have to put up a 3. It's good again. Second triple for Kyan Evans.
Deep range to that kid.
Colorado State in Mountain West play shot 38% from deep. Very capable team from the outside. So is this man right here, Xavier Dussel, and his first attempt is off the mark.
And he's an important guy because they need that third score against Colorado State.
Evans, heat check. Not this time. Davidson trying to save it. And it's ripped away by Crocker Johnson. And now a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors Nevada.
Yeah, great hustle here. Everybody knows what this means.
And Sanders bringing it across for the Wolfpack. Sanders trying to get all the way to the basket, could not finish, out of bounds, and it's Colorado State ball.
Yeah, Sanders is a tough cover because he's so big and he's so good with the ball.
Talked to Steve Alford today, and he said that he challenged Kobe Sanders to be more aggressive down the stretch of the season, and he said he has accepted and risen to that challenge, playing some of his best basketball of the year right now.
Great help by Davidson that time.
Clifford, a three. It's good.
This team makes over 9 threes a game. They make them at 38%. One of the best, the top three-point shooting team in the league. They are an offensive machine every single year, it seems like.
Clifford defending Sanders. Feeds it down low to Love. Shot clock down to 3.
Really good defense. Wow.
Lake on Sanders. Sanders over Lake with the shot clock expiring.
That was one of those plays where it was great defense and great offense. Moved the ball side to side and got one off right at the end of the shot clock.
Clifford bounces one to Bemba. Sends it back out. Lake for 3. And the rebound to Nevada. Just over 5 minutes gone by, and Colorado State, in a must-win game, leads by 7. Nevada would have to win the Mountain West Conference tournament in order to get into the NCAA tournament. Davidson in the paint, connects.
He's a tough guy if you don't double him. It looked like they were going to come get him, but Niko Medved's going to change up. Sometimes get him, sometimes not. Look for them to get him next time. Great cut.
And Evans inside, altered by Love. Tyler Rollison flies the other way. Sanders transition 3. And the rebound to Clifford.
And you see, Niko Medved loves playing half court. They're not going to push the ball up. They play a relatively slow tempo. They move the ball side to side as good as anybody in the country, as you can see here.
Still sitting on the first media timeout. No whistles here in Vegas. Crocker Johnson. There's a whistle and a foul. It's going to go on Nevada, and Steve Alford's hot.
Yeah, he thought it was a travel there.
And we have our first timeout. Colorado State hot from the outside. They've already hit 3 threes. Nevada and Colorado State for a spot in the semis.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Already a memorable stop in Las Vegas for Steve Alford. This was the scene last night as Nevada beat Fresno State in the opening round, the 700th career win for Alford. And when he walked into the locker room, just drenched in water, we asked him about it today, and he said, look, I know Craig Neal, our associate head coach, very well, and I knew that he was up to something, and I told him on the way in, I hope you told them water and not Gatorade. Thankfully, it was water, as you see, where Alford stands among active head coaches on the career wins list.
And there's Craig Neal there on the right, sitting looking at the clipboard. And these guys have been together since 3rd grade. Can you imagine that, growing up in Indiana?
That's longer than me and you have been together.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Affectionately known as Noodles. Craig Neal. And a little condensation on the court. Oh, maybe some blood. All right. Alford won 2 Mountain West tournament titles with New Mexico in 2012 and 2013. Earlier today, the Lobos advancing to the semis. And another whistle inside on Nevada. Previous foul was on Kobe Sanders. And this one's on Chuck Bailey. Ethan Morton has checked in for Colorado State as Clifford hits for 2 more.
Yeah, and Joppa, who doesn't really play a lot, the transfer from LIU.
Only 6 minutes per game, but Joppa is out there right now. So is Bowen Bourne. So Niko Medved has gone to his bench early.
Nevada really has to pick it up defensively.
Rollison a three. That's good for Tyler Rollison.
He's been really good since Trey Coleman, who was their point guard throughout most of the year, is now hurt now for the season. Rollison has taken over that job and doing very well.
Huge loss for Nevada when Trey Coleman broke his hand on February 18th. As Alfred told us, just one of those years with injuries. Daniel Foster, another one out tonight. And we already mentioned KJ Himes.
It does a number on your rotations.
Clifford way too strong on that three, and Sanders is there for the rebound. Davidson is fouled by Joppa. Well, during the month of March, CBS Sports celebrates Women's History, honoring the role of women, inspiring generations to move forward together. Kyan Evans checks out for Colorado State. And Keyshawn Williams on the floor as Davidson hits from the outside.
Big miscommunication there on the out-of-bounds play by Colorado State.
Davidson already with 7 points. Morton with the shot clock at 5. Out to Bourne. He puts up a 3. And the rebound to Nevada and Sanders. A 10-2 run for the Wolfpack. Bourne goes to the ground, but it's saved by Rollison. Davidson looking for 3 more. Colorado State on a 2-minute scoreless drought, and a foul is committed by Rollison. Takes us to a timeout. 11:27 to go first half. Rams up by 1. You are watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Colorado State up by 1, and a moment ago, Evan Washburn with Niko Medved.
Coach, both teams hot offensively to start this game. What do you want to see on the defensive side?
You know, I thought we've had a couple of good contests that they've missed, but they got a lot of shot makers, you know what I mean? And so just got to continue to challenge shots. Can't allow the ball in the post so easily. And we got to keep executing on the other end. It's going to be a fight.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, what they've done during the stretch, they've allowed people to shoot 42% from the field in this 7-game winning streak. So that's where they got to get to. And they have gotten the ball into the low post a couple of times, a little easy, and they're looking for Davidson down there in Nevada.
Colorado State started 5 of 7 from the floor. Since then, they've gone 1 for 5. So they've cooled off just a little bit. Still lead by 1. Clifford with the jam. And that's a push-off. Easy call against Justin McBride.
Take a look at Nick Clifford on this out-of-bounds play here. He does a great job. He makes like he's going to be screening, and then he's going to slip right back to the basket. Terrific cut and playing without the ball.
Clifford with 9 points already here in the first half. Morton inside for 2.
You know, this Morton, he played at Purdue. He knows how to play and how to be on a winning team. Doesn't score a lot, but he does a lot of little things. Can guard 1 through 4 for Niko Medved.
Yeah, Niko told us high IQ, and that's exactly what Matt Painter told us last year at Purdue. Davidson backing his way down. Good position for Davidson.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Nick Clifford because he's just so much stronger and bigger.
Davidson 6'10", 238. Clifford listed at 6'6", 191. Clifford calling for it here. Sends it out to Bourne.
Bourne is a very good three-point shooter. At Northern Iowa, he averaged 13 points a game.
and almost 1,500 career points at Northern Iowa. Transferred here to Colorado State in his first season in Fort Collins, and Davidson's red hot. Already in double figures with 11.
Yeah, this guy's feeling it, and he's a terrific scorer, and they're getting the ball to him whenever they want.
Keyshawn Williams with 2 different sneakers on is rejected by McBride. And it's Nevada ball.
Boy, that was good defense by McBride, the transfer from Oklahoma State. Looked like they were going to get a layup. He covers it up really well that time. You know, one thing about Nevada, they've had a kind of an up and down year because of the injuries and losing a lot of close games. But this team can play with anybody in the league because they have tremendous skill on the offensive end.
If they had Trey Coleman and Daniel Foster, I think some of the struggles they had down the stretch would have been different. They lost 5 of their last 6 to close out the regular season.
You know, because everybody was just honing in on Davidson and Sanders, and now these other guys are getting more involved.
2 bodies tangled inside, and a foul is going to go on Chuck Bailey, and that's his second.
How about Bailey? Comes into the game last night with 5 threes on the season. He makes 3 last night. Gets a little too physical here.
And that's, post. That's the 5th team foul on the Pack with 9:08 to go. Bemba, position on the block. Missed it inside and tipped over to Sanders.
Yeah, he did a good job with his body of getting positioned there, but wasn't able to finish it.
Davidson shooting over Bemba. Not this time, and the rebound to Williams.
So that's what makes Davidson tough, is he can go inside and post, or he can shoot facing up the basket. He's also a very good three-point shooter.
Clifford on the bench right now for the Rams, getting a breather. Evans. And it will stay with Colorado State.
Yeah, that's clearly off Nevada.
Davidson will come out and receives a nice ovation from the Nevada fans here. He's already got 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Williams. Yes. His 3rd different stop in college. Began at Tulsa, then to Northern Illinois, and now in his first year at Colorado State. The connection there is that he was recruited in high school by Nico Medved, and all this time later, he's playing for him.
Another good addition out of the portal, off the bench. Look how they move the ball from side to side. That makes it very hard to load up and help.
Williams. Bailey races up ahead. The transfer from Evansville. He steps into a 3. Well, short.
I know he was feeling that 3 for 4 that he had last night there.
That was a season high 12 points for Bailey in the win over Fresno State. Evans with a 3. His 3rd of the afternoon. Well, the evening, I guess. Feels like I don't know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
No,
I said afternoon.
Yeah,
I think we're in the evening.
We are in the evening.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Cayenne Evans did there. I watched him that whole possession. He sprinted from one side of the floor to the other side and just flat out outran his man to get open.
Well, there's no clocks in Vegas.
No clocks.
But it is evening time. The evening session of the Mountain West Tournament quarterfinals. You're watching them right here on CBS Sports Network. Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
Welcome back to Vegas, Coach. Colorado State grabbing some momentum there. What's the priority right now to grab some back?
Yeah, they punched us, but I think we've punched back and we were able to get things going in our right direction. And we got to figure out out of bounds defense because we're getting lit up on that. But other than that, I like what's happening.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, you need to watch here. You want to get open. Watch how Cayenne Evans tries to get open. Watch him right here. He's going to dead sprint to the other side of the floor to lose his man. He's here now, then all of a sudden, boom, he takes off, and he is wide open from the three-point line. Got a decent screen on the baseline, too. That's how you get open, by sprinting in your cut.
He's made 3 threes here in the first half. His career high is 4. And already 4 threes on the evening for Colorado State. They lead by 6.
And Steve Alford made a great point. They have punched back, but they're out of bounds. You know, scouting has not been great so far. One-day prep.
Shot clock down to 5. Rollison deep 3. And going to get the rebound and then getting fouled is Justin McBride.
Yeah, that was a big-time board. McBride was up there.
Transfer from Oklahoma State in his first year with the Wolfpack. Sanders. Step back is good for Kobe Sanders.
So tough in there, Andrew. When you're that big, if you can get it to 10 feet, you're going to shoot over your man. And that's exactly what he did there on Lake.
Clifford back on the floor. And a foul is called on Brandon Love. 16 fouls against Nevada now.
Yeah, and one thing you don't want to do, Colorado State's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country at number 11. You don't want to get them to the line.
Davidson will come back in and Love heads out.
Now Nevada trying a little zone. Not a bad idea against a team that runs half-court offense like Colorado State.
With 6 minutes to go in the first half. Evans, the hot hand so far. Shot clock down to 2. Evans puts one up high over Davidson, no good. And the offensive rebound, a scramble out of bounds to Nevada. The freshman Kyle Jorgensen could not secure that loose ball.
So they go to the zone the first time and they force a difficult shot. You got to worry about rebounding, obviously, when you play zone. That was a pretty good switch by Steve Alford. 700 wins. I think he knows the story.
He said that just means he's old, but we quickly told him, no, you're a very good coach.
I'm old. I don't have 700. Close.
Ducell. His second attempt, and still looking for his first make. The Mountain West all-time leader in three-pointers made.
That's why he's the logical guy to be a third scorer tonight.
Evans doesn't get the bounce. Davidson the rebound. Evans a little slow to get up, slipped on defense. Now grimacing a little bit.
Davidson wants it down there. Jorgensen's doing a great job of fronting him in the low post. Working really hard.
Rollison puts one up and knocks it down.
He's strong. Took a tough bump there and still kept his center of gravity and was able to finish.
Colorado State scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And they still can't end the drought as Evans misses in tight.
Interesting, and Nevada usually plays a slow tempo. They're pushing it.
Sanders almost gave Nevada the lead. Offensive rebound to McBride. Davidson can't hit. And Nico Medved says, let's slow it down. Let's get a good shot.
I mean, it's interesting that neither one of these teams wants to run. As a matter of fact, Nevada plays at a 3:45 tempo, one of the 20 slowest in the country.
Jorgensen spinning on the block. Draws the double, nearly turns it over. Now Lake has it. Shot clock's winding down. Clifford is fouled going up. McBride commits the foul.
And I'm guessing he fouled him because he did it right in front of the bench and nobody said a word.
Free throws coming for Clifford when we come back. Rams up by 2. Well, coming up on AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Wally Zerbiak, Chris Walker, and John Rothstein will get you caught up with all the highlights from around college basketball and break down this first half. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Look at the potential big Steelers who are out there, including Colorado State. And how about DePaul in double overtime right now with Creighton?
If they win, it'll be the biggest win in DePaul in like 20 years at least. But I used to be in this situation here. I would be on the bubble. You're rooting against Colorado State. I'll never forget, we were going to be the first team out, and Cincinnati was #1 in the country when Bob Hogan was there. They're playing in the championship game. Caden Martin was the first pick of the draft. He broke his leg, and St. Louis from nowhere won the Conference USA tournament. And what happened? Out. We are out. I never forgot that one. But
I can tell you've remembered it very well. I could ask you what you had for dinner last night. You couldn't tell me, but
no, I definitely
you know where you were when Cincinnati lost.
That's right.
Clifford with 3 free throws. He's got 11 points. He's in double figures for the 30th time this season.
There's not a worse night than this Saturday night when you don't know if you're in. It's brutal.
And Jerry Palm has Colorado State as part of his first 4 out. That was the beginning of the day. Obviously, a lot has happened today, but you got to think Colorado State has to at least make the Mountain West championship game and probably has to win.
Yeah, no question about getting to the championship game for sure.
Lake a 3. And out of bounds to Nevada.
Yeah, Lake's had trouble getting some shots, and he's 6th in the Mountain West in threes per game. And he's had trouble getting some good shots off.
Lake is 0 for 3 so far. And a foul is called on Clifford. Extended his arm and made contact with Kobe Sanders.
This is a good matchup. Clifford guarding Sanders.
Medved does not agree. Look at this Colorado State team. 5-5 to start the season. As Sanders lays it in, and then what they have done since then, winning 12 of their last 14, 7 in a row entering the Mountain West tournament. Really a tale of 2 seasons for Medved and the Rams.
I mean, and then to have the record they had in the conference this year is unbelievable.
16-4 in the regular season. And a kickball.
Sanders is so good with the ball, no help. Morton kind of waves at him. He's worried about leaving Davidson. And he comes in with an easy layup.
6 points, 3 rebounds for Kobe.
Straight out of bounds. Oh, that was a travel.
It was called. Let's check in with Evan.
Yeah, Andrew, just to follow up that point about the tale of 2 seasons, talking to Nico, he made the point to us that Christmas break was like a second training camp. They had so many new pieces, as is the case in college basketball, 10 new players. And the other layer to it, the defined roles for Morton and Bourne. Having experience coming off the bench to also support the sophomores in the starting lineup has made a huge difference.
Yeah, he said, look, he's had teams that have improved throughout the season as Sanders hits again, but he's never had them improve this much at this level.
And you think of like a guy like Bourne was playing a ton of minutes at Northern Iowa. Now he's coming off the bench. Morton started at times for Purdue, coming off the bench.
Evans misses the 3, and Nevada with the ball, a chance to take the lead. Rollison spins out. Offensive rebound by Jariah Coleman, who's on the floor.
Yeah, he's another guy they got to go to for minutes now.
With K.J. Himes out, Alford telling us Coleman would play more, and he's out there right now. Good defense by Morton. Shot clock down to 7. Rollison step back 3. Tipped around, and Bemba had it poked away by Rollison, but right in the hands of Lake. Clifford joining the break, and Clifford is fouled.
He took off just a little bit too far out. I think he was thinking about dunking that till the end. That's probably why he ended up missing. He takes off a little far. He's talking about, he was thinking about it.
Instead, Clifford is at the line. Earlier this week, he was named first team All-Mountain West and also named to the All-Mountain West defensive team.
Yeah, when you think about the kind of year he's had, the only reason he's not playing with you is because Donovan Dent was playing for the best team in the league this year in New Mexico.
And the Clifford family is in the house. And Nevada calls a timeout with 1:22 to go in the first. A 3-point Colorado State advantage. During the month of March, Jersey Mike's will be collecting donations in support of 200 local charities. Visit your local Jersey Mike's to participate. Evening session of the Mountain West Conference Tournament quarterfinals. And still to come later tonight here on CBS Sports Network, the 3-seed Utah State will take on the hometown Runnin' Rebels of UNLV.
Now Colorado State showing a little zone.
Well, Nevada is 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Ducell puts one up and hits. Ducell's first bucket of the night. Colorado State does have a timeout if they'd like to use it. Evans lost it going up, and it'll stay with the Rams. And Nico Medved thinking about that timeout. He's going to let him go with the shot clock at 14. Lake comes off a screen, puts up a 3. High arcing shot, no good. And the rebound is Sanders. And only a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Well, they're going to hold this down as far as they can, but you got to give Nevada credit. Their defense has gotten much better since the first 10 minutes.
Kobe Sanders averages just under 4 rebounds a game. He's already got 5 in the first half. Nevada out-rebounding Colorado State by 4.
He's a potential triple-double guy.
He's got the ball here. Time winding down in the first half. Sanders a 3. No good. Rebound Bemba. 1 second to go. Lake. That's not going to count. And at the half, Colorado State, in a must-win game, has a 1-point lead on Nevada. Colorado State is 19-1 when leading at the half this year. And Evans with Neek Clifford.
Neek, points were hard to come by down the stretch of that first half. What changed offensively, or what were they doing defensively?
I mean, they pressuring us, getting into us. We just got to keep trusting our flow, finding our mismatches that we like, and just continuing to do what we do.
What's your priority for the second half?
We got to guard better. I think we gave up too many easy ones, especially myself, so I got to do better being solid.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yes, sir.
14 for Clifford to lead all scorers in the first half. That's the end of the first with Colorado State up by 1. We'll send you back to New York for AT&T at the half right after these messages. Back in Las Vegas and at the half, Colorado State has a 29-28 lead on Nevada. Let's take a look at our game summary brought to you by AT&T. Nevada 2 of 14 from deep. Davidson with 11. Clifford has 14 points. Back courtside with Steve Lapis. I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from Evan Washburn in a moment. Colorado State led by as many as 9 in that first half. How did Nevada get back in it?
Defense, because you think about this, Colorado State started out in the first 10 minutes on fire. Now their field goal percentage for the half, 37%. You got to give Nevada's defense credit for what they were able to do the last 10 minutes of the half.
Clifford with 14, not a surprise. He continues to impress.
Now, talk about a guy who's the prototypical three-level scorer. He can make threes. He can drive it to the basket. He gets to the free throw line. You name it, and this kid can do it. He also 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. This kid is a terrific player.
Evan, what did Steve Alford have to say?
Well, I started by asking him about that defense, especially down the stretch in the first half, and he thought the physicality really improved, especially on ball. But he made the point, without me even going there, Nevada has not shot a free throw, guys, in this game yet, and he'd like to see that change here in the second half, as I know Coach Lapp can appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, I did notice that on the score sheet, and Steve Alford not happy with that one.
I think the wise coaches use these halftime interviews as a way to get a little message across.
Yeah, I like how Evan said, you know, I didn't even, it was unprovoked. No kidding. All he did was look at the stat sheet. He didn't need to be provoked.
Clifford with the first bucket of the second half. He's got 16.
I mean, Clifford and Kyan Evans, they're the guys doing the damage. And Evans started out great. He hasn't done much lately. It's been all Clifford. They got to stop him.
Coming off 36 points last time out at Boise State. Picking up where he left off. Lake a 3. And Lake has had a slow night. It'll be Nevada basketball.
I thought that was the other way.
Lake is 0 for 5 tonight. Averages 11.5 points per game. Rollison, tough shot off the front of the rim, tipped around. And Rollison somehow gets it back, puts it up, no good.
I mean, Clifford and Evans have 23 points. 3 guys have 2 points for Colorado State. That's it.
Evans, what a find. Bemba is fouled and goes down hard. Looks to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a heck of a find by Kyan Evans. And that's just a good old-fashioned hard foul.
Committed by Brandon Love, his second. And that sends Bemba to the free throw line. He had some early season injuries. Played in 27 games this year, but in his sophomore season, he's been a big part of this second half surge for the Rams.
And he's a pretty good free throw shooter.
78%, goes 1 out of 2.
A little pressure now from Colorado State.
Now keep in mind, Nevada played yesterday in the first round against Fresno State. And only 8 scholarship players available tonight. See how they hold up here in the second half.
You know, Andrew, I don't think it gets you tonight. I think if they win, it'll start getting them hard tomorrow.
Okay. Sanders, no. And knocked out of bounds. It'll be Rams basketball. There's a look at the bench. Only 3 players, scholarship players, in uniform tonight for Steve Alford on his bench.
Look at this ball get reversed and moved.
Counted and 1. Crocker Johnson, a chance for 3.
This kid's only a sophomore, transfer from Arkansas Little Rock, averaged 9 a game last year. Wasn't a good three-point shooter, but this year he's been making them.
He was the Ohio Valley Conference Freshman of the Year last year. Averaging 9 points per game for Medved, and he completes the three-point play.
He's another big, strong kid. just seems like Colorado State's always managed to stay in control of this.
And we have a whistle away from the ball. It's going to go on Colorado State. And a sarcastic cheer from the Nevada fans in attendance. Bemba commits his first. Davidson's got the ball. He's cooled off. He was 5 of 7 out of the gate, but since then has missed his last 3. Collison off the mark with the 3. Collison now 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Well, Crocker Johnson had good position. He wanted it inside.
Evans, that's a 2. Bemba. And last touch by Nevada.
Well, Evans started this game great, made 3 threes early, and hasn't really been able to do anything since.
Well, as a team, Colorado State started 3 of 4 from deep, but since then they've gone 1 of 10 from beyond the arc.
And we're talking about a team that's one of the best. Oh, great pass, great cut.
Evans to Bemba. 8 straight for Colorado State to start the second half, and Steve Alford calls a timeout. The Rams up 37-28. You are watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. Colorado State has started the second half on an 8-0 run, and Lap, they're moving the ball well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Take a look at Brandon Love. With the ball here, he needs to be in here guarding a non-3-point shooter in Bemba. But instead, he's too close to him on the weak side of the floor, and watch what happens. Bemba's got him right there. That's not good positioning defensively to guard a guy who's not a good shooter. You got to beat him to that spot and be on the other side.
Colorado State only had 10 points in the paint in the first half. They already have 6 here in the second half. Only won the Mountain West tournament title once, Colorado State. That was back in 2003.
And now Colorado State in the zone.
And Bemba is called for the foul.
That timeout was all about, for Steve Alford, getting the ball to Nick Davison. It was obvious there, and I give Miko Medved credit to go to a zone there to change things up.
Davidson and Bemba again. Davidson short. And the rebound to Lake.
Bemba did a great job of using his strength and just walling up there and not being moved.
Clifford, turnaround, tough shot, won't go. Nevada still looking for its first points of the second half. Sanders knocked out by Clifford. Sanders recovers. And now a whistle on the baseline and a foul.
Really good defense the first time around. But he gets it back, Sanders. Now he gives a little fake and gets the second foul on Clifford.
And Sanders will go to the free throw line. Earlier this week, named third team All-Mountain West in his first year at Nevada after spending 4 at Cal Poly. And that is the first free throw attempt of the night for the Wolfpack. Sanders 2 for 2. He's in double figures with 10 points and 6 rebounds. This is after last night in the first round when he gets 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists. Davidson out on Evans with the shot clock inside 10. Tough pass. Rollison got a hand on it. Davidson to Rollison. And Evans commits the foul. Good defense by Nevada.
Really great defense by Rollison there.
That's the 4th team foul on the Rams. Less than 4 minutes into the second half.
And that's something they don't do. They hardly fouled in the first half. Obviously, they should have free thrown Nevada. So I guess they didn't.
As Steve Alford pointed out, Dussel wide open. And not able to get on track. Dussel 0 of 4 from deep. Clifford is 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Tough pass. Bemba able to scoop it up off the floor. Bemba, shot clock at 4. Bemba spinning on Sanders. Nowhere to go. And a travel is called. Another great defensive possession by Nevada.
Yeah, Sanders held his ground there very well. As we go to a timeout, Colorado State sitting there with that 7-point lead. Nico Medved likes what he sees so far.
You can catch more conference tourney action tomorrow as the Mack semis get underway. It starts at 5 Eastern. Akron faces Toledo, and that's followed by Miami of Ohio and Kent State. Bracket week continues right here on CBS Sports Network.
Miami of Ohio trying to come back from Wally Zerbiak.
That's right. They got a chance. And then you'll see the Mountain West semis tomorrow night. There's Steve McKee, who will be producing the Mountain West semis tomorrow. Glad our cameraman must have gotten lost and filmed Steve walking in by accident.
I hope they were checking all those pouches on him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, he was at the security for quite a while. Steve will be producing Rich Waltz, Dan Dickow, and Evan Washburn will be here again tomorrow for the semifinals. Let's go over to Evan.
Yeah, guys, just something to keep an eye on. Xavier Dussel's got a heavy wrap on that right leg. He affected it early in the first half, was able to play through it. He's obviously their best three-point shooter, 0 for 4 from 3 in this game.
Yeah, that's a great point, Evan, because, he hasn't really been able to even get a shot, so it's probably affecting him.
Sanders, turnaround. Won't go down. Rebound to Jalen Crocker-Johnson.
And, I'm looking at Colorado State looking to grind this out a little bit more now, it looks like, in the second half in the half court. A lot of half court offense.
Bourne's pass deflected out. And it's Colorado State ball. This season, Colorado State set a school record for conference wins in a year with 16. Also, Mountain West road wins. They had 7 wins in league play away from home. Lake still can't get a bucket. 0 for 6. And a foul inside called on Crocker-Johnson. We mentioned this right off the top, the importance of this game for Colorado State. As you see their NCAA tournament resume, our Jerry Palm has them as part of his first 4 out. Only 1 quad 1 win, a net ranking of 55. As Steve and I have discussed, they have to at least get to the Mountain West Championship game to have a chance. Probably have to win it. One thing's for sure, they cannot lose to Nevada tonight.
My guess is they have to win it. Maybe if they lose to New Mexico in the championship game, outside chance, depending on what else happens around the country.
That'd be a quad 1 win if they could see New Mexico. Clifford season opening. Creates some space. And it won't go down. Crocker Johnson can't grab the offensive rebound out of bounds to Colorado State.
You know, Crocker Johnson was in a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, but he's been very active here in the second half.
Tough pass there by Bourne and a turnover.
Yeah, Bourne's been struggling a little bit in this game.
Speaking of struggling, Nevada's 0 for 9 shooting here in the second half. And a whistle away from the ball against Colorado State. That's going to go on Ethan Morton.
You know, this is what Nico Medved had told us this morning, was their defense has gotten so much better. That's why they won all these games in the latter part of the year. Now the defense is playing really strong.
Sanders right back inside, missed it. Davidson cleans it up. The first field goal of the second half for the Wolfpack.
They've got one field goal, they're only down 4.
Lake, not his night.
He hasn't even been really close.
Offensive rebound by Clifford. They leave him alone. He's wide open. Missed it. And Rollison saves it from going out of bounds.
Won't get a better look than that.
Bailey drives. Rejected, but a foul called on Crocker Johnson.
Good move there by Bailey, taking it strong to the basket. I don't know. Let me see here.
I think he had his hand.
Oh, easy, yes. What was I looking at? It's not past my bedtime yet, okay?
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything, really.
I know what you're thinking.
Wow, that's a different story. Bailey misses the free throw. Substitutions here for Colorado State. Evans, Bemba, and Keyshawn Williams are all going to come in. Colorado State is scoreless in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
I mean, you know, both these teams are playing very hard. They know how big the game is for both of them.
Bailey comes up empty. 37-33. Clifford spinning at the hoop.
What a finish.
Counted and one. What a move by Nick Clifford.
Strong, strong move. He comes with the spin and finishes with a pretty good hit, too. Spin there on Bailey. It takes a tough Justin McBride.
Let's face it, he had a hard time, in his words, at Colorado. 3 years there, averaged 5 points per game, transfers to Colorado State, and he's a completely different player. And as Nico Medved told us, you can't get him out of the gym. He just works so hard at it, Evan.
And Andrew, part of that is working out in the weight room. And when he put his name in for the NBA draft last year, the response from scouts was, you need to improve shooting, but also need to improve strength. Put on nearly 10 pounds of muscle. And you can see it in plays like that, the ability to absorb contact and finish. And again, even just pregame, watching his commitment to his fitness, stretching, all of it, he's preparing to be a pro.
And, you know, Dad Boyle did a really good job at Colorado recruiting. He had two guys got grabbed in the first round last year from that team, and they were both kind of similar to Clifford.
Yeah.
Wings, taller.
Well, the fouls are a big issue now for Colorado State, as Nevada is shooting free throws the rest of the way.
You think Steve Alford put a bug in their ear at halftime, you think?
Put a bug in Evans' ear, in all of our ears. Got a lane violation called. So Davidson will get another chance. And he makes it.
somebody else involved in this game than Nick Clifford.
He's got 19 of their 40 points.
Now the zone by Nevada.
Williams. Shot clock down to 2. Williams is good. Keyshawn Williams.
Well, he was 33% coming into this game. They needed that one. And now zone on the other end by Colorado State. Wide open.
Answer not there as Sanders misfires and Clifford with the rebound.
I mean, Nevada has not been a good three-point shooting team all year. They only average about 6 a game.
14th double-double of the season for Nick Clifford. He's got 19 points and 11 boards. Pass deflected. Rollison again doing a great job defensively.
Telegraphed his pass. Got a pass fake there.
Davidson for 3. Clifford another rebound.
2 for 18 from 3. Nevada.
They average 7 made threes a game, but it has not been their night with 11 minutes to play. Clifford advantage size-wise over Rollison, but could not finish.
Yeah, he went right at him.
Nico Medved wanted a foul.
They haven't allowed Davidson to get the ball in the paint at all in the second half. There he is, got it down.
And a foul called down low. Takes us to a timeout. Keyshawn Williams, the timer winded down, and Williams able to fire in a 3. Rams up by 8 on CBS Sports Network. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota. The music, March Madness. And you see the automatic bids and some of the teams who have already clinched a spot in the NCAA tournament. St. Francis of Pennsylvania, a big win and a big surprise to get in the big dance.
Yeah, they beat my boy Pat Sellers, who worked for me at Central Connecticut. He had a great year, won 26 games. But that's what it is. When you're in a mid-major, I was there. It's tough, those conference tournaments. You have a great year, you win the league, and then you lose.
2 days, 19 hours, and 27 minutes away from the bracket being revealed on CBS on Selection Sunday. Colorado State and Nevada hoping to win the Mountain West Conference tournament and hear their name called on Sunday. 2 shots coming for Nick Davidson. Here in the second half, Nevada's 1 for 13. And now 6 out of 9 from the free throw line. They have 8 points. Joppa comes back on the floor for Colorado State as Bemba heads out. .17 for Davidson tonight. Gerard Coleman, a native of Anchorage, Alaska, comes back in as Justin McBride heads out.
Nevada sticking with the zone.
Davidson has done the bulk of the scoring for Nevada tonight. Lake fakes a shot, takes it 2, and he's finally got his first field goal of the evening.
Yeah, they ran at him hard, out of control. He shot fakes, ends up with a 14-footer.
Missed the first 7 of the night.
Now we're going zone. You don't see it that often anymore where both teams are playing zone. You watch Utah State later, they play zone like 90% of the time.
Taking on UNLV when we're done with this one as Sanders hits from the outside. Just the 3rd 3 of the night for the Wolfpack. Morton drives right in and off glass for two.
Pretty athletic move there, and he doesn't shoot the ball, so why run at him and let him drive by you?
Yep, crafty veteran took advantage, and the Rams lead by 7. Allison sends it back out. Inside 9 minutes to go.
Ducell's been like non-existent in this game.
Yeah, Evan gave us the report. But Ducell has been quiet. Rollison, Clifford the rebound.
You know, Clifford's a top 10 defensive rebounder in the country. He averages over 8 defensive rebounds a game. Really good under there. That was a good handoff there.
Clifford misses. Offensive rebound. Joppa had it ripped away by Sanders, and then Joppa commits the foul. And that's going to be free throws for Nevada.
Yeah, not a good foul there by Joppa.
His second.
He's got to just let that go. He didn't have the ball.
At the line, Kobe Sanders shooting 2 shots.
So 2 shots for Kobe Sanders. He's now got 14 points tonight to go along with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And Nevada has now taken and made more free throws than Colorado State.
I guess the message was delivered. Now Nevada back to man-to-man.
There goes Morton again.
Good move.
And before the shot, a foul is called on the Wolfpack on the floor. It's going to go on Nick Davidson.
Ethan Morton got some quickness to him. Nice crossover.
Well, Kyan Evans had such a hot start to this game, but quiet since has not scored here in the second half. Wow. Clifford, 2 more.
I thought that was a travel. Now, maybe he kept that pivot foot down and stepped twice with the other foot. It's close.
21 for Clifford. 16th time this year he's had at least 20 in a game. Demba at the scores table set to come back in. Ducell a 3. Nope. And the rebound to Evans.
First look he's got in a long time.
Ducell 0 for 5 from deep. The team leader in threes this year. He made 67 of them coming into the night.
Evans, though, you're right, Andrew. He starts out, makes 3 threes in the first 5 minutes, and hasn't done anything since.
Scored. Sanders all the way, left-hand finish.
Wow, that's not good defense. Nico Medved not happy with their transition defense that time. Got to stop the ball.
And Colorado State calls a timeout with 7:06 to go in the second half. Colorado State can't pull away. Nevada fighting hard on CBS Sports Network. We got more basketball coming your way. That's Utah State arriving at the Thomas and Mack. And coming up at 11:30 Eastern Time, they'll take on UNLV for a spot in the semis. You'll see it right here on CBS Sports Network. Still 7:06 to go in this one. Colorado State with a 5-point lead on Nevada.
It seems like every time Nevada gets to this position, they can't make a stop. They were 1 point at halftime. They haven't been able to get it to that now.
Sanders and Davidson have 34 of the 44 for Nevada. Shot clock's at 3. Clifford, tough pass inside, and a turnover.
Yeah, that was a bad decision there. End of the shot clock. Clifford's got the ball in his hands. He's got to make something happen.
8th turnover for the Rams. Nevada's only turned it over 3 times tonight. They averaged the fewest turnovers in the Mountain West this year at just over 10 per game.
And, you know, ever since they've been playing this zone, it's been really hard to get it inside to Davidson.
Davidson on the outside. 2 to shoot. And Davidson turns it over. Evans with Sanders back. Evans all the way. No, and a foul is called. And they're counting the basket.
Wow. No way. Wow. That is a... That's the new thing. They call them so they can review them. So now they're going to wait, though, till the under 4 to review it. That's tough because you really don't know what the score is now.
Yep.
And, you know, you got to wait 2 minutes.
You don't call it, you can't review it. So they call it. Right now, it's 51-44. As Davidson hits, he's got 19.
I think that one's going to get called off.
I think you're right. Well, points in the paint has really flipped here in the second half. In the first half, Nevada was +8. Here in the second half, Colorado State is +10.
So we're saying this is probably a 3-point game right now.
It is hard to call the game when you don't know
the score.
Forget calling the game. It's probably a little harder to play the game than calling the game.
Oh, coach the game.
Yeah. Love commits his 3rd.
I know it's under 4. I think under 12 minutes, you need to do it right away, a goaltend, because it's a basket.
Crocker Johnson. And a foul is called with the shot clock at 3.
Crocker Johnson is a very strong guy.
The Nevada band was counting down the shot clock, and they were doing it inaccurately on purpose. I think Crocker Johnson thought he had to put that one up, and the foul was called. Jalen's older brother Tony played college basketball at Oklahoma. Makes a pair. Where does Nevada turn here, Lap?
You know, against this zone, it's been tough because they're trying to get the ball inside. They just haven't been able to. The bottom line is Colorado State really is only guarding 2 guys for the most part, Davidson and Sanders.
Davidson will shoot and hit.
They didn't guard him that time. You know, when you're playing zone, you got to know which guys you have to guard. And in this offense, Ducel's not doing anything. You got to guard those other 2 guys.
22 for Davidson. Oh, Bemba was open. Evans gets it to him. Bemba counted it 1.
Good strong move here and ducking. Again, Caleb Love stays too long with that pick and roll. You got to get back to that big guy quick.
Brandon Love.
Brandon Love. Caleb Love, he plays for Arizona.
He's pretty good too.
Not bad. Whoa. There's a whole lot of violations there.
Nothing called. How is nothing called?
Whoa. How can that be possible?
There has to be something.
That is impossible. Look at Nico Medved.
He pump faked the free throw. Everyone went in the lane.
Everybody.
And nothing happened.
How can that be possible? That was bizarre. I don't think. How about this? In all these years, I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's not right. Crocker Johnson, the three is good.
What a great pass by Nick Clifford. Tremendous.
And Nevada calls a timeout. Now they will look at that basket that was called good for Colorado State. So when we come back, it might be 56-49, not 58-49.
Let's see, watch this. Oh, well, no question, Nevada went in first.
Wow.
I thought Love went in the lane first.
And then this is the basket that was called good and a goaltend. They are looking at it now. We'll sort it out when we come back. Coming up next, look at these guys. It's a late night in New York. Everyone's asleep except for Rothstein, of course. Tweeting, texting, working it. Inside College Basketball is coming up on CBS Sports Network, and our crew is still looking at that goaltending play where it was called a basket for Colorado State.
He gets that before it hits the backboard. And it was going to be short, by the way. That's not the better angle. I don't think the other angle was the better one. Yeah, I think there you can't really tell. That one you could tell.
Well, they've been looking at it this entire timeout, and the players were coming back on the court.
Hey, look,
Amy Bonner said, no, don't come. We're not ready yet.
What did Chris Rastatter tell us the other day in our seminar? If you got to take this long, the call on the floor stands. Personally, I think it needs to be reversed. But if you can't make a decision, you got to just go with what you called. Obviously, they don't think there's incontrovertible. You like that? Incontrovertible evidence?
I don't think that's the right word.
That's not?
No.
No, come on.
Indisputable.
All right. You went to Syracuse.
Well, I listened to the seminar.
The previous call of goaltend at 6:08 has been overturned. No basket.
All right. Well, they got the call right, in our opinion.
Right.
What was the word you used?
You made me look bad. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. That's it.
Oh, no. Indisputable evidence is also an NFL term.
I got another game with you on top of it. And another 3 weeks, too.
You actually got a few more coming up.
Yeah.
All right, so the score is flipped 56-49, and a foul is committed. That'll send Nevada to the free throw line. Clifford picks up his third. Rollison at the free throw line, and he is their leading free throw shooter this year at 85%.
That's been their offense, going to the free throw line.
10 of 13 this half from the line. So 10 of their, now 11 of their 23 points this half have come from the line.
And they're hanging around. And when you got two scorers like they got, Sanders and Davidson, be careful.
Colorado State using the shot clock here. Now inside 10. Lake, great feed. Bemba with position, and it rolls in.
You know, Bemba, he's got great hands and great feet. That was a terrific catch. He gets good position by just moving his feet and keeping that big body in the way.
9 points for Bemba tonight. Nevada with just one timeout remaining.
When you can play half-court basketball, I think you win a lot of close games.
Rollison And a rebound to Ethan Morton, who has played, let's face it, some big minutes tonight for the Rams.
He has been a really good glue guy tonight. This team runs their cuts really hard, and they know what they want to do in the half court.
Clifford to Lake. Takes a bump, puts it up, and he's fouled. Colorado State trying to win its 8th consecutive game and make it 13 wins in their last 15 tries. Lake's a 91% free throw shooter. As Bailey comes back on the floor for Nevada, and Dussel, who's had a tough night, checks out.
You know, as much as Nevada's defense has been pretty good tonight, they just are having trouble stopping these guys in the half court when they need a basket.
Lake misses one. The lead is 8 as we approach 2 minutes to go. Clifford got a hand on it and a steal. Great defense by Nick Clifford.
He's got that long wingspan. You got to be very disciplined guarding these guys in the half court because they're going to cut, reverse it, cut, reverse it.
Clifford, turnaround, tough shot. It's good.
And then you got a guy like him.
His parents watching from the stands. A 10-point lead now for the Rams.
He is a playmaker, this kid.
Bemba to the ground. That leaves Sanders open, and he hits. And Steve Alford will use his final timeout with 1:25 to go. Clifford with the tough turnaround. He's got 23 on the night. Here's a look at the bracket of the Mountain West Tournament. New Mexico and Boise State advancing to the semis earlier today. Colorado State trying to do the same. And then don't forget, coming up next, Utah State and UNLV will play for the final spot in tomorrow's semis on CBS Sports Network. There's a big shot by Kobe Sanders. He has 20 tonight. Davidson with 22, but Nevada has not had anything else.
You know, on this particular possession, Andrew, those two guys have been terrific. On this particular possession, I wouldn't foul. I would play this last one here, one time, get a stop, see if I can cut it to 5, and then you don't have to foul then either. So now if it's 7 under a minute, then they're going to have to foul.
Hey, look at Nevada this year, 1-8 in games decided by 5 points or less. And we talked to Steve Alford about that today. He said, look, last year we won all those games. This year we lost them. He said there wasn't one common theme in all 8 losses, but he did say there was just a lack of game-winning plays. And we've seen that again tonight. When they've gotten close, they haven't been able to get over the hump.
Free throw shooting, a box out. And the other thing is that this Colorado State team makes 80% of their free throws, one of the best in the country. And I agree, they're going to play it out without fouling, or try not to foul.
Shot clock at 10. Here's Clifford. Clifford going to work. And he's fouled with the shot clock at 2.
I mean, he made a good play to the basket. And, you know, Nevada, they didn't want to foul, but this kid was just going to make a layup if they didn't foul him. So it's not great that they fouled after all that time, but they almost had no choice. And this is what it is to have a great player, Andrew. With 5 seconds to go on the shot clock, close game, you know where to go. It makes it very easy for the coach, the players, everybody.
Only player in Mountain West history to average 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists per game.
Got some blood on his jersey.
So the trainer, Tony Presley, is working on Nick Clifford.
You know, Steve Alford doesn't have a timeout left, so. But
the officials are saying don't go over there. They're blowing the whistle.
yeah. And Clifford is a 79% free throw shooter.
And now it looks like Bemba has some blood on his arm. Now let's check in with Evan.
Yeah, guys, this has been the theme of the day. This might be obviously just Mountain West basketball at its finest. One might say it's incontrovertible, just the amount of blood that we've seen on the floor tonight.
All right, take it easy now. Right? I'm catching enough grief already.
No, it's just getting started. Coach, it's game one, buddy.
I know when to stop. I know when to stop.
Well, you're sitting next to me. You know what I mean?
I might get some blood on my elbow if I keep it up.
We got a lot of comedians on this crew, as you noticed.
We kid because we love, Lap. Clifford makes them both. 63-54. Nevada 5 of 23 from deep tonight. See if they can pull out some threes to get them back in this one. Sanders baseline. Davidson corner three is short. Rebound to Crocker Johnson. They get it to Evans. Evans nearly had it poked away. Now it is stolen back. And Rollison hits.
Can't fall asleep.
Now Morton up ahead. Crocker Johnson lays it in. With 23 seconds to go.
Let's face it, Andrew, Nevada just didn't get that third guy. We talked about getting that third guy. They didn't get him tonight.
Sanders, that's a deep three. And he's fouled, and Morton can't believe it. We talked about Morton's IQ. Let's take a look and see what happened. Yeah.
That's a foul.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. Was he incredulous? Is that correct? Okay. Is that the right word?
You were the teacher.
I taught math.
Okay, math. So that's 3 shots for Sanders.
But you know, it's funny. Morton had to react that way because it's not a smart foul.
No.
So he had to act like he didn't foul him. Those are the kind of plays take a couple years off your life when you coach.
I just think Medved is shocked that Morton, who everyone praises for being such a smart player, would make that play.
Yes, no doubt. Let him shoot it. If he makes it, he makes it.
Sanders makes all 3.
This thing's not over yet.
2-possession game with 15 seconds to go. And Crocker Johnson is fouled by Chuck Bailey.
Foul on Chuck Bailey, the third. That's his third foul.
Another 78% free throw shooter going to the line.
At the line, Jalen Crocker Johnson.
10 points for Crocker Johnson tonight. Still alive. Missed them both.
You got to shoot a 3 here, though. You're down 6. Has to be a 3.
Davidson to the corner it goes. Rollison 3, air ball. Evans has it. Knocked away and a foul. They got a pretty good look in the corner. Rolison has struggled from deep tonight, though. He's 1 for 7.
And they knew that they needed a 3. It's good. Davidson was driving. I said, what's he going to shoot a 2? And he kicked it out, which was a good play. I know Niko Medved not going to be happy with this last 30 seconds. But actually, this time of year, you don't care. Just keep going. If this was the first game of the year or the middle of the year, something to learn, now it's like, all right, let's win and go on.
That one rattles in for Evans. Makes them both. With 4.6 to go. Sanders puts up a 3. No good. And Colorado State advances to the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament. A Rams season that started 5-5 is now 2 wins away from the NCAA tournament.
And not their best game, but they certainly, with the last 5 minutes when they needed to get it done, they did.
We update the bracket. Colorado State moving on to the semis. They'll play in the late semi tomorrow against the winner of our next game between Utah State and UNLV. Another big night for Nick Clifford. 25 points, 14 rebounds. He was 8 of 8 from the free throw line. And Evan is with Niko Medved.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Kept it interesting down the stretch. What was required to survive in advance?
You know, I thought our defense was better. Got in some foul trouble early. I thought our zone, if anything, just kind of got them off the attack. And then, you know, Nick Clifford's just been like that all year for us. He kind of just took over the game and wasn't pretty. I mean, Steve Alford's won 700 games. That's amazing when you think about it. They're a well-coached team. They've got really good players. We knew it was going to be a grind, and we found a way to survive in advance.
You brought up Nick. Where you are right now in your season and the way he's playing, what type of luxury is that?
I mean, listen, this is about great players, and we've had some great players, and he's right up there at the top, and he's just playing the best basketball of his career. He's so under control. He's got a great mindset, and he's a great leader, and I'm just so proud of him and so happy for him.
Coach, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Colorado State wins its 8th game in a row. And they're on to the semis. We'll be back here shortly for UNLV and Utah State. But right now, we send you to Brent Stover in our New York studio.